everybody. Welcome to episode 16 of the Me First podcast, where we put ourselves first without guilt, because if we don't, who will? And today we are talking about the ever popular brain fog and forgetfulness that happens during perimenopause and menopause. Postmenopause, I should say, because menopause just really only happens one day. But before I do that, how are you doing? How is everything? How is the world on your end of the
The world in
planet?
the world here is getting colder slowly. We're we're in fall, but it's crazy. I don't know. Sometimes it's like this morning it was a 0, and then this afternoon it's 20. So it's like winter in the morning and fall in the afternoon. You don't know what
That's
to
kind of
wear. It's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, but it's
I used to
sunny.
get that in California, where
Ah,
in the morning it's winter, and at noon it's summer because you get to like 80 degrees, and then in the early evening it's the fall.
yeah, yeah. That's
It's
what's
pretty
happening
funny.
right now. Mm.
Well, I say your world because everything that's going on in the U.S. right now kind of makes it feel like we're not in the same planet.
It's true. Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only reason why. But let us talk about brain fog and forgetfulness. I was just chatting with you about this, but here is my real talk moment, and honestly, it's real. I've been traveling, and between the time changes, work that I have to do for my regular job, and the work that's involved in all of these things that I'm traveling for, one day I just blanked out. Like, blanked out. Like, I needed to put a presentation together for my quarterly, and I had nothing to present in my head. I mean, I had a couple days to prepare for it, but it was kind of a challenge because I just came back from a trip and I just couldn't think of anything to say or talk about. I mean, luckily I had some notes that I made for myself, and I had some like kind of places to start from, and I was able to get on track, but it's hard. It's hard because sometimes your brain is just not there, and that's it.
That must be very scary because, well, I, I don't work like you do. Like I work at home and I bake. I do like creative stuff. But you like talk in meetings and talk to a lot of people, presentation, talk to the bosses, talk to your the subordinates. So that must be really scary.
It is, and it's kind of a challenge to cope with because, I mean, obviously you have deadlines. You have like, oh my God, I gotta get this done by Thursday. I have a 9 o'clock meeting that I have to present for. What am I gonna talk about? My boss has done a pretty good job in basically just coming to say, okay, these are our talking points. This is where we are. This is our stats. I made myself like a list of notes like a week or two before I left for Orlando. Luckily, I had those things. I mean, I do have a habit of kind of sending myself messages. Like I would send myself a Teams message or a Slack message to remind myself of something. Sometimes I have like I have a post-it note. Like I'm gonna show you on my desk. I have a post-it note. I just pop a note off and I stick it in my monitor so that I could remind myself of something. But when everything starts to happen, it kind of gets crazy overwhelming. And so recently, I think I mentioned this to you, I went for my annual well woman checkup, and I was getting my labs done, and my doctor said that I was possibly dehydrated, and was told that this is also affecting my brain.
That is so
Did
true.
not did not know dehydration does that to you.
Yeah.
And I've admittedly said this before. I have a challenge drinking water. What about you? Enough
Well,
about me. Enough about me. Let's talk about you.
well, actually, yeah, dehydration. I never knew that it was such a big deal in women in midlife, but I've been reading since I'm experiencing it myself. So hydration does impact a lot of things like the brain, even hot flashes or a dry skin. it impacts everything more than we think. So it's very important. That's why I purchased this. I've been using it for months now. So I use this. This is what, like 1.25 liters, and I make sure that I drink more than two of these every day. I bring
I
it
have
with
one
me.
of those.
Yeah,
It's
just
in
to
my
make.
cabinet. It's super clean.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's meant to be used.
Still looks brand new.
Yeah, try that. So and also every morning I drink this lemon water, right? First thing I do in the morning when I wake up, water, squeeze of lemon, half a lemon. I put a pinch of Celtic salt because it's one of the best salts that you should use. You shouldn't use just any salt that you see in the groceries. So choose the best one. So that's a mineral and it's electrolyte. So and then a dash of four dashes. It's just a habit. 4 dashes of cayenne pepper. So that's like my morning ritual, and then I drink my matcha tea after that. So yeah, actually, I don't think I have a problem with dehydration, but I had a problem with dry skin. But anyway, going back to brain fog and forgetfulness. Yes, yes, definitely. Yes. Suddenly, I just forget things, but I always have notes on my cell phone. I put it all, everything I need to do. It's on my phone, and but I'm just so happy that I don't have a job like you do, because oh my gosh, I would I would be I would panic all the time. So
Girl,
because
a
right,
Wendra is
yeah,
a job.
it is. But I mean, at least I can just look at my laptop or my cell phone and not be in between in the middle of the meeting. And what was I gonna say again?
Gosh, I'm gonna tell. Do you ever experience this? Tell me if you do. Where you would look at something and you know the name, and it just kind of leaves your brain. And I'm like, I know this. I know what it is called. I know the term, but I just don't remember what it is right now, and it frustrates me to the core. Like, what
And
was I
sometimes
supposed
it's
to?
a common term, right?
It is, and it's just so aggravating. And it's been like that for me. I mean, I kind of am a little bit grateful that going to the doctor lab's kind of coming back saying that, she also said that my estrogen's kind of low again. So she
Mm-hmm.
kind of upped my patch. But gosh, it's so aggravating when your life kind of depends on it.
Right? I know what you mean. Like it's so crazy. Hey, Papi, I'm gonna talk to my husband. Papi, and then
And
nothing.
then you forget.
Nothing. I forget. It's very common, so he's used to that.
Hey, interesting. You said you put cayenne pepper. Does that give you heartburn?
No.
I can't deal with anything spicy, and that's kind of intriguing. So I'm listening to you, and you said when you wake up in the morning, you have a half a squeeze of lemon into your water. How much water? Like a glass of water?
Not that much. I would say maybe 1/2 cup of water. But you know what's interesting is because lemon, you think it's acidic, but it's actually alkaline once you ingest it. So it should not cause you any heartburn because it's gonna balance your pH. So if you're an inflamed person, you're hyperacidic, you are just more acidic, it actually helps that because
I'm
it's
kind of intrigued
alkaline.
by that now.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes you go to a restaurant and they're like, "Would you like a squeeze of lemon?" And I'm like, "No, thank you."
Mm-hmm.
Because I,
Yeah.
kind of don't want it. I was actually more intrigued by the cayenne pepper because anything spicy kind of gives me a little bit of a heartburn. Maybe I have that
Huh.
problem too. But I think I'm gonna start doing the water. So first thing in the morning before I do my coffee, because my first thing that I ingest in the morning is coffee. I have a 20. I
Oh.
mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
empty now, but I have this mug. This is a 20-ounce mug,
Okay. Yeah.
and
Started with
that's my
water.
first.
Mm-hmm.
Is it cold, room temperature?
Room temperature or whatever you prefer, as long as you drink water, put lemon
Half
and
a lemon. That's not a lot. Cause I'm thinking maybe a wedge.
oh. Yeah, yeah. Well, because just because my husband drinks a half and I take the other half, and it
Oh,
helps with cleansing, detoxifying, mineralize it. Just add salt. It's gonna give you
Celtic
electrolytes.
salt,
Yes, that's the best salt. There's another one. I
I'm
forgot the name, but that's what we use.
like sea salt.
Sea salt is good. It's just, as long as you just make sure that it's not, there's a lot of fake. Even salt is fake sometimes.
I'm learning from you today. Celtic salt, lemon water in the morning. Okay.
Yes.
I am going to totally take that into consideration and start doing it. So, because one of the and you know what, you and I talked about this before, and I meant to ask you. I meant to ask you at least like one of the times that we chatted. How do you get tested for inflammation in your body?
Well, you get it from your blood test, right?
Oh, so that's
Yes,
part of your
yes.
labs. So
Yes,
I can
yes.
technically go look at my labs and it'll tell me if I have some kind of
HSCRP.
inflammation.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that it's honestly not something that I've ever considered before, and I'm like, I've heard you talk about it. I'm gonna
It's
go look it
important
up.
because maybe you're in, you have to rule that out. Especially if you want to
Inflammation.
take, if you're new with HRT, you have to rule out thyroid problems and inflammation because those are out of the way, HRT will work a lot better in your body.
Because I mean, everything in my lab shows green. This is
Yeah,
really educational for me today. I'm
I'm
gonna
sure
start
it's
doing that.
there. Hmm.
It probably is, and I just don't talk about it. Everything on my lab shows green except for the dehydration part. Something about my kidneys is what I saw. That's pretty
Mm.
interesting. So, I mean, we've already been talking about solutions, but I kind of want to add to that right now for brain fog and memory loss and all that fun stuff. I think we need to make sure to remember to rest
Mhm.
and give ourselves a break and take supplements that are good for your brain. We were
True.
talking in one of our earlier episodes, we were talking about your mental health.
Mhm.
I take omega 3, and
Very important.
definitely, definitely important. I mean, obviously, something. I mean, some people they want to be able to kind of feel the difference and they want it to be tangible, right?
Hmm.
But I think that's something that's very important for us is to make sure that we take supplements. So like I said, omega 3, and then do some physical activity. Get your body moving. We always talk about this all the time. Almost every single episode we talk about exercise, but I think these are like really good solutions that you could start implementing now, and definitely something we should all consider.
It's true.
So, yeah. Any other tips? You got any tips?
Well, reading, learning a new skill, you just have to practice. It helps with the puzzle. I don't like puzzle. I don't do that, but I read, and every now and then, if something interests me, I like to take a new course. Something about creativity. So I think those are the things that help.
I love puzzles.
Oh
My
yeah.
tips are really, yeah, I do. I enjoy puzzles. But my tips are really easy. I play puzzle games. So do like mind games on your phone. I do some of those. But then
Mm.
on top of that, hey, don't be embarrassed to use reminders and planners and sticky notes and all that stuff. I have it all over my office. I was showing you. I mean, I send
Exactly.
myself messages. I send myself I don't text myself, but I definitely send myself like an instant message from work. And then I go back and say, "Oh, okay, this is what I was talking about. This is what when I think of something, cuz sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night with a random thought in my head and I don't want to forget about it, so I send myself messages. I mean,
That is so true.
make some notes like things that
Mm-hmm.
you so that you don't forget. Even for like random TV shows, because somebody would be like, "Oh, you need to watch this." I'm like, "Okay, maybe I'll check it out," but then I'll forget all about it. And so what I do is I send myself a message that says, "Watch this TV show." That type of
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
I
doing a
think
lot of
those are,
things.
yeah,
So
definitely
definitely.
good tips. So, what is your me first moment this coming week?
Um, it's true. What did I? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna spend time with my family. I'm actually planning to have like a dinner. I'm gonna host a dinner for my family before leaving. But this week, it's because it was my nephew's. It's gonna be my nephew's birthday tomorrow. Oh no, no, on Tuesday. So I'm gonna spend time with them because, yeah, family. I love being with them. I don't always have time to be with them, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, because after you leave, you won't see them until May.
Seven
You're not going to
months.
be back.
Yes.
You're in Spain more than half of the year. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. This year, that's what, and then Yeah, the following years it's going to be like that.
Okay, so not even half and half. So wait, if you don't mind me asking, who stays in your house in Canada when you're in Spain?
We close it down. A friend comes over once in a while to check. Yeah.
Okay, so you just fly, you bring the animals, and just
Yeah.
that sounds amazing. I want that. One of these days, I'm gonna visit you over there.
Oh, you
My
should.
me first moment is number one. I stopped being embarrassed because I have notes everywhere. Well, I'm alone in my office anyway, and honestly, the other thing that I do is I tell
Hmm.
my staff, if you guys are talking to me about something and I'm working on something else, I tell them, send me a message tomorrow so that we can talk about it because I know for sure I will forget.
Yeah.
I just do.
It's so funny that you said that because my husband, this is how he talks to me. Mommy, remind me to remind you to remind me about doing something.
That's pretty funny.
Is it that way? But
Matt
yeah,
does
yeah,
it.
it's a lot of reminding because I always forget everything.
Matt does that to me. But this is the weird part about that. He'll say, "Hey, tomorrow, remind me to grab water when I go to the store," or something like that, right? So he'll say, "Hey, tomorrow, remind me to grab water when I go to the store." So I just say, "Tomorrow, make sure you grab water when you go to the store."
He should remind you to remind him to bring about
And then
water.
what ends up happening is that he leaves, he goes to the store, and he forgets to buy water because I forgot to remind him. But I'm like, you told me to remind you, and I already did. He goes,
What a chaos, right? What a mess.
it is. And I kind of started, which is
It's
really funny
funny.
because it's become like a standing joke between
Yeah.
us that the reminder kind of gets thrown out the door and it gets forgotten. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
It's funny.
Oh, anyways, that pretty much wraps up our episode 16 of the Me First podcast. We want to remind everybody brain fog does not define your intelligence.
Remember, if you can.
And just, set reminders everywhere. Don't forget to tag the Me First podcast and be part of the Me First movement. Subscribe and follow us on the socials at the Awendra. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week. We will see you next time. Have a nice day.